4:40 today. It's now almost 5:15 and I need to walk 15 minutes to get the airport shuttle for the flight today later. Man, all that hill, that steep incline isn't even really that steep. It isn't even really that steep and I'm out of breath. I can't do this. No, I can do this.
Continue on to Kamisokak.
I'm almost there and I'm hoping that I've got a bit of time for coffee and a sandwich. Don't really want to buy it at the airport. It's gonna be quite expensive. But there's quite a lot of people. Look at that. Like, it's quite lively right now and it's 5:20 a.m. So, nice. Loads of supermarkets are open. Small ones selling fruits. I guess for the tourists. So, where the food at? Buses all lined up in a row. Yeah! Wow, we reached really early. Like, the guy sitting next to me and I had doubts whether or not this was the right place. Because it's only like 6:15, so that means we only had like the bus ride for 45 minutes and we were told it would be 1.5 hours. 1 hour if there's no traffic, so a bit too early, but looks right now. Oh my gosh, now I'm at the airport too early. It's like 3 hours before the flight, but I guess I get to sit down, eat and use my computer, so that's nice. Look at the boarding time, 8:30 and it's now like 6:20. This was all around Taksim Square and I wanted to try it, so I'm glad they have it here at the airport. It was closed over there. I don't really know what I ordered. Apparently that's a soft bagel and I got a Turkish coffee. I had a feeling over here like the teas are free because everyone has a tea. I also want a tea. It's so nice and warm. It's essentially a croissant. I love it. It's huge and it's like 180, 170. Pass through the security check area and I'm sitting here in the middle of nowhere next to the Apple store planning. There's no Wi-Fi here, or there is, but the Wi-Fi is 350 euros for 2 hours and I'm not willing to pay. I started buying my tickets and planning for this trip during the EBC trek. So this is our EBC itinerary. It's all empty, but I can't wait for this! The weather! I hope this is going to be the final flight for a while and it'll just be trains and buses from now on. First item on the agenda is to make it for the free walking tour around the Krakow Old Town and my train is here!
Also surprises for you?
Is the Christmas tree still up? I made it to the old town. Another Christmas tree. This is a famous church, St. Mary's Basilica. So many horse-drawn carriages. Okay, green umbrella. Yes! Those are the tour guides, green umbrellas. Nice. It's a hard rock cafe.
Is that in the 13th century, this city, alongside with other Slavic lands in Eastern Europe, faced the Tatar-Mongolian invasion. Tatar-Mongolians were tribes coming from deep east of Asia. So we reached the Yulish-Slovatsky Theater. Yulish-Slovatsky Theater, in fact, is one of the most important cultural landmarks for the Krakow city. But to explain why it's so, I would rather begin with the Renaissance times. So it will give you the bit of historical background, and it's going to help you to understand a little bit more. Century, for example, I would say that we just left the Krakow, because Krakow used to begin after these medieval walls. The city walls appeared here in the 14th century, and that was the main entrance to the Krakow back to the past. This gate is called St. Florian Gate, and St. Florian, there was a Christian saint who used to be a Roman soldier, and he declined to take part in persecutions against the Christians. So therefore, later on, he was punished.
St. Mary's Church.
In the 13th century, in fact, we have the biggest main market square in the whole medieval Europe here in Krakow. And usually, how do you think, what for main market squares were used all around Europe? It's leaning. I was like, I don't see that, sorry. Only when I compare it to how initially it used to look like, according to the documents, I understood that, okay, tower is leaning on 70 centimeters. So anyways, right now we're changing the topic of my speech, okay? It's gonna be the Eros Bendato. Eros Bendato is the contemporary artwork which you can see behind my back. It's probably the newest thing which you can find on the main market square except the Starbucks coffee. The thing is that Eros Bendato appeared here at the year 2005 when
Have you been to the Ukraine?
Slavic tribes came here. It was approximately 6th century, and they were looking for the place to create a settlement. Obviously, they have noticed the hill, which was like standing out of the forest, the dragon. So the legend tells us a story that approximately during the 8th century,
The person at the reception at the hostel recommended this, so I really like the decor on this place. Look at it, so many fruits and vegetables. It makes it look really natural. Makes it look like the food is really natural. And then over here on the table, the embroidery though. I like the cabbage. This is a little dry, but with the cabbage it's alright. Cabbage is a little sourish, so yeah, it's nice. It reminds me of home. There's this chili sauce over here. I'm gonna try it a bit. Oh wow, spicy. I mean, it's really red, yeah, but tastes similar to the Indonesian kind of spice. Wow, so much alcohol. You have to get a ladder to climb up and get it. I love it. It's like a library, except you're getting alcohol instead of books. Looks like China City restaurant is closed. Everywhere else is still open except them. I'm so tempted to get something. Oh my god, looks so good. I am getting this cheesecake. One slice. That means Polish.
Takeaway?
Yes, takeaway. I actually had a really enjoyable day today, even though I was quite tired. Like, it was quite a long flight. It wasn't that long on paper. Like, if you look at the time, it actually isn't that long, but it felt quite long. It was more than 5 hours, and I was transferring from here to there. And also the free tour was quite nice. I really enjoyed the city. It's very pretty. I can see why people come here now. The old town is really nice, and I just went to the Jewish quarter area. It's also another really nice area, but I've only seen it in the dark, so it'll be nice to go back when it's day. The tour guide was great. I loved it lah. It was quite. She's an art historian student, so I guess that's why she was quite into the architecture, into the style. Not so much the history, which I would have preferred to hear a bit more. Sure, she gave some stories, but it was more on the style, I guess, of the buildings, which was also nice, but I can't really appreciate because Singapore, what architecture. But it's not that there's no architecture in Singapore, but I think she was talking more about like Gothic, neoclassicism, romantic, and these kind of periods which they have in their history but we don't have in our history. So yeah, it's different. Dinner was great. I really enjoyed the food. I like the cabbage a lot. The breaded thing, not so much. But I like the drink, compote. I like the drink. It's a bit like our Malay bandung, but nicer. Not so sweet. Not so sweet, that's why it's nicer. And now I'm going to look for some SIM cards. I can't wait to eat this. I hope I find a SIM card. I mean, I really do need a SIM card, I think. My parents are going to be so worried. I love going around comparing prices and like comparing which supermarket is cheaper than another. I don't know whether it's very auntie or what, but I just love it. This is like my 5th supermarket that I've been into. Water here isn't cheaper. Yeah, it isn't cheaper. Rocking the same fashion every day. Exactly the same. Woo! I do shower, okay? I really do shower. I'm going to shower right now. See my hair is showered.